Hey everyone, I'm Matt. Because I've done a lot of ghost stories in the USA, I'm gonna be looking around the other parts of the world. With that being said, there will be words and places that I will probably pronounce wrong because I am not fluent in those languages, and I apologize ahead of time. And if I have pronounced something wrong, please let me know in the comments below, and I will try to learn how to say certain words and places in the next videos I'll do. But with that being said, um, let's start. And the first one, I'm sure everyone has probably heard about, and that would be Brian Castle. Brand Castle is in Brand 25 kilometers south of Brestov, south of Brestov. The castle was built by Saxons in 1377, who were given the privilege by Louis I of Hungary. Of Hungary. It is a national monument and landmark in Transylvania. The forest on the Transylvanian side and the Transylvanian and the historical border of Wallitsa on Road DN73, marketed outside of Romania as Dracula's castle. It is presented as the home of the title character of Bram Stoker's Dracula. There is no evidence that the Stoker knew anything about the castle, which was the only tangled association with Vlad the Impaler. Voiding of Witsla, chose by name Dracula, resembles that of Dracula. Stoker's description of Dracula crumbling fictional castle also bears no resemblance to Bran Castle. The castle is now a museum dedicated to the display of art and furniture coded by Queen Marie. Tourists can see the interior on their own by a guide and tour. The bottom of the hill is a smaller open-air museum exhibit traditional Romanian peace structures from the Brand region. Wooden castle of the German ordeal in the year 1212, the Teutonic order built the entrance to the mountain pass through which traders have traveled for more than a millennium. The castle was destroyed by the Mongolians in 1242. The castle's original name, Dresdenstein or Lapis, Theodore Lectrial in Latin. So again, if I pronounce anything wrong, I apologize in advance, because I've never been to this side of the world, and I'm not fluent in this language or the other languages there, so I again apologize in advance. The Dresses tone seems to mean diverted by the commentator and the original practitioner Father Jonathan mentioned in a year 1212 document. The Dirits is probable owner of the castle. 1509 document confirms that the Torresburg County, and Milan to Commander District districts of the Chisinau Order. Stone Castle of the Crostad Saxons, the first documented mention is of Bran Castle, is issued by the Art of Louis I of Hungary on November 19th, 1377. Within the Saxons Protestant, the privileged to build the stone castle on their own expense and labor force, the settlement of Bran began to develop nearby. In 1438 to 1442, the castle was used to defend the Ottoman Empire and later became custom to post on the mountain pass between Transylvania and Wallachia. Although many castles of the time belonged to the members of the nobility, it has been established that the Bran Castle was built almost exclusively for the fortification and protection of German colonists in Transylvania. It is believed that the castle was briefly held by Mercura, the elder of Witsa, during whose period Customs Point was established. The Witsa ruler Vlad Tepes, or Vladimir Impaler, does not seem to have a significant role in the history of the fortress, although he has passed several times through the Bran Gorge. I swear, I thought I saw somebody looking behind the wall over here. Lend me my little heart. I did. That was weird. At some point, Bran Castle belonged to the Hungarian king, but due to the failure of King Vladimir to repay loans, the city of Brasov regained possession of the fortress in 1533. In 1530, the Moise of Wallachia, Voynid of the Voynid of Wallachia, sent an army to capture the castle. But the French soldiers led by the castle Lord Denis, defended the building, therefore forcing Wallachia army to retreat. Bran played a military strategic role up to the mid-18th century, with the 1920 treachery Trenton, Hungary lost Transylvania, and the castle became a royal residence within the Kingdom of Romania after being given the royal house by the Saxons Protestant Rostov, who had no more use for it and no interest in financing the time-damaged property. It became the favorite home to and retreat of Marie of Romania, who ordered its extensive renovation conducted by the Cesar's architect Karl the The castle is inherited by the daughter Princess Elena, who ran a hospital there during World War II. It was later seized by the communists, combined with the expulsion of the royal family in 1948. In 2005, the Romanian government passed a law allowing the restitution claims on property illegally exploited, such as brand, and thus a year later, ownership of the castle was awarded Archduke Dominic of Australia. So, y'all are telling me that as of right now, a Australian man is owning the Dracula's castle. That's the first thing that I said when I did this. I'm like, okay. A son of the Princess Elena on May 18th, 2006, a period of legal proceedings, the castle was legally returned to the children of Princess Elena. However, though through the mystery of culture, the Romanian states that the administer it is the next 3 years. In September of 2007, an investigation committee of the Romanian Parliament stated that the restoration of the castle of Archduke Dominic was illegal, as it broke the Romanian law on property and succession. However, in October of 2007, the Romanian law, the Constitutional Court of Romania rejected the Parliament's petition on the matter. In addition, an investigation commission of the Romanian government issued a decision in December of 2007, reaffirming the validity and legality of the restoration procedures used, and confirming the restoration was made in full compliance with the law. On May 18th, 2009, an administration of Brand Castle was transferred from the government to the Archduke Dominic and his sisters, Duchess Maria Magdalena and Duchess Elizabeth. On June 1st, 2009, the Habsburgs opened the refurbished castle to the public as the first private museum in the country, and presented a joint strategic concept collaboration with Brand Village, and made their prominent role in the Romanian tourist circuit and safeguard economic-based reason. Now, Dracula's castle, though many myths have been connected to him in connection with the Dracula myth, most historians agree that Vlad III Dracula, was also known as Vlad the Impaler, never lived in Brand Castle, which was neither a friendly place for him nor under his rule. It was once believed that he was imprisoned there after he was captured by the Hungarians in 1462. But the historians now concluded that he was imprisoned in a fortress in Budapest. Connection to Bram Stoker's Dracula Brand Castle is not mentioned in the novel Dracula, and there is no evidence that Stoker ever visited either Transylvania or the Brand Castle. Furthermore, the novel description of the castle does not match Brand Castle. The claim connection between the castle and Dracula and the Dracula legend is tourism driven. During Stalker's research on the region of Transylvania, he came across accounts of the notorious committee by Vlad III. And he used the Dracula name after reading on the subject. But his inspiration for Dracula was not solely based on a historical figure. It was largely due to the American cinema that Vlad III is considered the inspiration for the Dracula character. Vlad III, commonly known as Vlad the Impaler, was a voyageur of Russia with 3 times between 1448 and his death in 1476 or 77. He is often considered one of the most important rulers in Russian history and a national hero in Romania. He was the second son of Vlad Dracula, who became the ruler of Russia in 1436. Vlad and his younger brother Radu were held as hostages in the Ottoman Empire in 1442. To secure their father's royalty, Vlad's eldest brother Mikhail and their father were murdered after Zhan Hanina governed of Hungary invaded Wallachia in 1447. Hungary also installed Vlad's second cousin, Vladislav II, as the new Voivodor. Hungary launched a military campaign against the Ottoman in autumn of 1448, and Vladislav accompanied him, and Vlad broke into the Russia with Ottoman support in October, but Vladislav returned. And Vlad sought refuge in the Ottoman Empire before the end of the year. Vlad went to Monolitha in 1449 or 1450, and later to Hungary. Relations between Hungary and Vladislav later deteriorated, and in 1456, Vlad invaded Wallachia with the Hungarian support. After killing Vladislavia, and Vlad began to purge among the Russian warriors to strengthen his position. He became into conflict with the Transylvanian Saxons, who supported his opponents. Dan and Barbarossa and Vlad an illegal half-brother, Vlad plundered the Saxons' village, capturing people to Wallachia, where he had impaled them. Peace was restored in 1460. The Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II ordered Vlad to pay homage for him personally, but Vlad and the Sultan's 2 envoys captured and impaled. And if you're old enough, you know what impale means. And if you're not old enough, I'm sorry. But this is apparently what he did. And it is disgusting. In February of 1462, he attacked the Ottoman Mehmed and launched the Ottoman territory, Matt, I cannot talk to you. The massacring tens of thousands of Turk and Muslim belligerents. Mehem launched a campaign against Wallachia to replace Vlad with Vlad's younger brother Radu. Vlad attempted to capture the Sultan during the night of 16 and 17 of June in 1462. The Sultan and the main Ottoman army left Wallachia, but many Wallachians deserted Vlad's forces and joined Radu. Vlad went to Transylvania to seek assistance from the Mathisa Cornevins, the king of Hungary, in late of 1462. But the Cornevins had him imprisoned. Vlad was held in captivity in Vesgrad from 1463 to 1475. During this period, the anecdotes about his cruelty started to spread in Germany and Italy. He was released as the rest of the Stephen III Moldova in the summer of 1475. Why? Why would this person let Vlad free? Was my first thought. I'm like, that's like letting Hitler go. What? Vlad was repeatedly forced to convert into the Romanian Catholicism, and as a part of the agreement of his release, he fought the Cornvitz army against the Ottoman in Bosnia in 1476. Hungarian and Moldavian troops helped him to force Barbarossa to flee from Wallachia in November. Barbarossa returned to the Ottoman support before the end of the year. Vlad was killed in battle near Snowmisnov before January 10th, 1477. Books describing Vlad's cruel acts were among the first bestsellers in the German-speaking territories. In Russia, popular stories suggest that Vlad was able to strengthen his central government only by applying brutal punishments. And many 19th century Romanian historians adopted a similar view. Vlad's patronymic inspired the name Bram Stoker's literally vampire, Count Dracula. The most famous ghost resides, and with this being said, the most famous ghost resides within Bran Castle is royalty. During 1920, the castle became a royal residence, and shortly after this, Queen Marie moved in, claiming it as her home and retreat. She loved Bran Castle so much she even ordered its restorations. Since her death, many have claimed to have seen her ghost has remained within the castle she loved dearly. There have been many reports of her apparition being spotted within the castle surrounding the gardens. Additionally, many more claims of paranormal activity occurring within the castle have been made. Unexplainable orbs of light, shadow figures, possessions, electric voice phenomena or EVP, and even poltergeist activity have been captured and experienced at Bran Castle. Some even claim that Vlad's spirit haunts the castle, though this seems unlikely given his limited association with the building. Dracula's castle. Like a lot of places I'm talking about, one of my dream homes, one of my dream places to go to, and not just the castle, Transylvania itself, because Transylvania is beautiful, and unfortunately, areas around it really don't like America right now, so, yeah. But, Pennsylvania is all in all just one of the many places I want to go to. I honestly don't know how much I can say with it. Glad in the Impaler, when before I read the rest of the information, when I was getting information, I often wondered why didn't they let him go? Like then that is like letting Hitler go. But it's just one of those things where I want to go, and not just for the goats, for the history, the beautiful buildings, just everything about Transylvania. And of course, I'm a sucker for vampires. I was actually called a vampire in school because of how pale I am, and I wore black all the time. It was actually pretty funny. So I went along with it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching my channel and videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I am Haunted Girl, and I'll spook you later. The paranormal is my playground. And until next time, pleasant dreams.